Well, are you ready for Christmas? No, me neither. It always can't manages to creep up on me and take me by surprise. Oh, by the way, I am Peter Fox, and I'm coming to you from St Edward's Castle, Donington. Well, I'm not actually. I'm coming to you from my house, but be that as it may. Uh, yes, we have a big debate in our house. Well, not our house, in our family every year over the Christmas decorations. Um, my son David, he's a great believer in not putting up the decorations till Christmas Eve. And he's married to Lizzie, who wants to put the Christmas decorations up somewhere around about the end of July. And every year they have this little wrangle. That's what Christmas is all about, little wrangles. It's those traditions. Have you got your decorations up? No. Well, the thing about it is, I don't know about you, I love it. I really love it. I love the whole business. I love the whole build up to Christmas. I love the decorations and getting it all done. And I love, you see, I know it's very easy to be cynical about this. You get people who talk about the commercialism and the stresses and the anxieties and the family squabbles and all that stuff. I know all that. I know that's all true, but it's those magical bits. It's those little bits somehow break through every year. It never lets you down. I mean, this year I'm sort of missing nativity plays because that's always been a big thing for me. You know, the little shepherd boys wearing their, dressing gowns and tea towels on their heads, little tiny kings in cardboard crowns. I love all that. There's always one shepherd left behind all the others, running along behind, tripping over his sandals and saying, wait for me, I got a little lamb." I just love it. The whole nonsense of it. And through all of it, through all of the rest of it, through the decorations and everything else, there's the star on the Christmas tree. I don't know what your custom is. We all have different customs. And the custom in my family has always been to keep the star right to the very end. So you get all the other decorations up. And then Christmas Eve, after dark, you put the Christmas star in its place on top of the tree, and then you know that Christmas is here. I love that. For me, the Christmas star is part of the wonder, the magic of Christmas, if you like. It doesn't seem to matter too much what kind of a star it is, whether it's something tinsley, or it's one of those rather wonderful ones with a light inside, or it's just, something the children made out of cardboard and tinfoil at Sunday school. It doesn't matter. It's there on top of the tree, a sort of counterpoint to the night. Of course, it reminds us that there really was a star, the Star of Bethlehem. A lot of people think that it's, the whole Star of Bethlehem story is just a fairy tale. But I don't think so. For one thing, it made perfect sense at the time, in the first century, in first century Middle East. People did watch the stars. They did look for meaning in what the stars were doing. So things like, conjunctions, eclipses, supernova, these things all, comets, these things all had meaning for people. They looked for what these things happening in the skies, what they actually meant. And we do know that people were looking for a sign in the sky that the Messiah was going to be born. We know this because in the Dead Sea Scrolls, there's actual documentary evidence there that people were looking at the sky, waiting to see a sign. So it makes sense. And also, of course, there are any number of contenders for what the Star of Bethlehem actually was, and all kinds of theories. I mean, you'll get them probably over Christmas. There'll be a documentary somewhere about what was the Star of Bethlehem really, and we all have our favourite theories. I mean, for what it's worth, my favourite theory is the conjunction theory. I've always thought that it made very good sense. There was a conjunction in 7 BC, which is about the right time, the birth of Jesus. And it took place through that year, 7 BC, on different occasions. It fits very well into what little bit We can read in the Bible about the Star of Bethlehem appearing first in the dawn, appearing in the south at the last appearance of this conjunction. It looks just like a big star. So I think that conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter makes good sense. For what it's worth, I don't know. Could have been any one of a whole lot of things. The thing that's rather sad to me is that treacherous little word just so often gets into these documentaries on what was the real Star of Bethlehem. You know, they'll end up saying not, wow, there was a conjunction at just the right time that told people that the Messiah had been born. Instead of doing that, they say, well, actually, it turns out the Star of Bethlehem was just a conjunction, or it was just a supernova, or just a comet, or whatever. It's a treacherous little word, that word just. I mean, are we going to turn the whole of Christmas into, well, it was just a baby, just a baby. So easy to make things sound smaller by using that word just. But despite all of it, the truth behind that star still shines through, right, cuts right through all the nonsense that happens every year over Christmas. Because the Star of Bethlehem, the star on top of your Christmas tree, it's a reminder to us, it's a sign. It means something. It means it is God's universe. He can do what he likes with it. And what he wanted to do with it all those centuries ago was he wanted to love us with this universe that he had made. That's what the Star of Bethlehem means. And it's what the star on top of your Christmas tree means. So you see, it's not just a star. God bless.